Hi, I'm Danny Lipford.
And I'm Chelsea Lipford-Wolf.
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And be sure to share with a friend, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show. This week on Today's Homeowner, it's all about the fall. We're not storing nuts for winter, but we're helping a homeowner knock out some outdoor chores before the weather turns.
I'm just so pleased with the way everything turned out. It's just fantastic.
Sandy Reynolds is an active do-it-yourselfer. She creates unique yard art from recycled materials she finds, and with occasional help from her daughter, who lives in the apartment above her garage, she tackles projects to improve this old home she bought just 3 years ago.
All my life I've wanted a bungalow. I've wanted a cottage-style house. And so this house, when I found it, it was just perfect for me. Been working on it for almost 2 years, I guess. And I've always been just real handy with things. I like seeing something finished that I've done. It really gives me a lot of pride. You just have to have faith in yourself that you can do it.
At the moment, her ambitious project is painting the outside of her house, but there's a few maintenance issues standing in the way of getting it completed before winter. So that's where we come in. Hello there.
Hi, Danny Lipford. I'm
Yeah.
so glad to see you.
Nice to see you as well, Sandy. All right, so I hear you're quite the do-it-yourselfer. You got a lot of projects going on, but maybe need a little help on a couple things?
There are some things that I need help on. I like to do painting. There's a lot of things I can do, but then when it comes to some heavy stuff or some things I just don't know how to do,
Sure.
and I need some expert advice.
Well, it's looking pretty good up here. I see some ambitious colors you have picked out. And,
Yes, this is a green, despite the fact that a lot of people call it yellow.
Oh,
but
okay.
no, it's green, and then I've got some plum to go with it.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like that combination. I don't know if I would have picked that myself, but
Thank
it
you.
looks pretty cool. Now, is this the color for your deck?
This is a primer,
Okay.
and I'll be painting it gray.
Now, I see you stayed with a traditional sky blue. Everybody in the older houses love the sky blue. A lot of theories as to why people paint it blue.
I'd heard, the sky blue would keep wasps and hornets from making nests, and I love color.
There you go. Well, it seems to be working. I don't see any wasp nests or any
No, so far-
spiders or anything else. So.
So far, so good. I'm happy with it.
As we walk around the house, Sandy shows me some of the prep work she's done on her painting project. But the back porch needs just a little bit more than sandpaper and caulk.
Well, let me show you this. This is a big issue for me back here, and it seems it's obviously rotted out.
Wow.
Then over here, it's, I guess they call it spongy.
Yeah, you better get back over here. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm concerned about what's underneath the porch. And I do have the wood, so
is that right?
I do. I have the wood to lay down for the floor. But then I was worried about the columns, how to cut around them. Of course, obviously worried about what's underneath and what might need to be done. And so
Well, it's a fairly small footprint of a porch here, so I think we can take care of that.
Well, I am ready to go anytime. Just bring it on.
There's also a problem with the concrete pad at the bottom of the stairs, which has some serious cracks and spalling or corrosion on the surface. It looks like we have our work cut out for us here. So several days later, I return with Alan to get things started. All right, get out into the middle right there.
Oh, it's like a trampoline, man.
Yeah, so you see a little bit.
Yeah.
And here's Sandy. Sandy, I want you to meet
Sandy.
Alan. We're about ready to get started here.
How are you?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
With the pleasantries complete, it's time to start making a mess.
Okay, no going back now, guys.
The porch boards may be rotten on the outer edge, but they're still in good shape where they tuck under the door threshold, so they're a little stubborn coming out. The rail supports and the porch post are on top of the porch board, so for now, we'll have to cut around them. Up, money, money, money.
Money.
Woo!
How much?
That's mine, don't tell Sandy.
How much?
Lincoln's looking at you.
Yeah, Lincoln's looking
That's
at
good. I'm making money today. But as soon as they do, Sandy is right there hauling them off.
Hasta la vista, baby.
There's good news in that there's already a plastic vapor barrier under the porch. The bad news, there's a lot of stubborn boards here.
Sandy, the good news is so far there's no rot.
Really? Awesome.
It's all in your boards, your deck board.
What exactly happened?
I don't know if possibly something dropped that would caused all the joists to come down a
where
bit.
did they not nail? I mean, I see nails. Did they just rust out?
I think they just rusted out. See, there's one right there.
And look at that joist. Grab this again. You see it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
on that ledger.
This corner looks like it's dropped.
See how it's but see how it's
yeah.
moving right here?
Yeah.
Well, that'll be easy to fix. I sure expected a lot more than this. Heck,
Well,
you could have done this without me.
How many times have we seen it? How many times have we seen it? Alan's out working, Danny's in the air conditioner.
While the work and Alan's whining continue here, why don't you check out Joe's simple solution for the week?
If you have candlesticks in your home, chances are you've experienced this problem, where an unattended candle has dripped wax all over a piece of furniture. Now your first reaction might be to immediately scrape it up, but don't do that. You're better off waiting, and here's why. This wax is still soft and you're just gonna end up with a mess. You're better off letting it harden first, and we're gonna speed that process with a plastic bag full of ice. We're gonna set the ice on there, wait about 10 minutes, come back, and then scrape it up. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now. We're gonna remove the ice. The wax is now nice and hard, and we're gonna scrape it up with a plastic putty knife. Do not use a metal putty knife or a butter knife or anything else, because you'll only harm the table. So we're gonna take the plastic putty knife with the bevel facing up, hold it at about a 45-degree angle, and we're gonna scrape it. If you hit it nice and hard, it usually pops up just like that in big chunks, and that's what you're looking for. And at the end, after you scrape it all up, there might still be a little wax residue on the tabletop, but you can buff that off with a dry paper towel.
This week we're helping Sandy Reynolds repair a rotten porch floor so she can finish painting her house before winter arrives. This is where the bounce is coming in. That's an easy enough fix, but we've also found something more mysterious. Something has deteriorated or eaten or something the back of these bricks. I don't know if anything would chew on brick or not. If so, that's a pretty bad little animal.
No, I wouldn't want to meet him.
It's really odd. I mean, it's not a structural problem. You can see that somebody stacked some brick there, solid brick right beside it. Since it isn't posing any problems for us, we'll just have to leave that mystery unsolved so that we can get on with jacking up the porch roof. This will take the weight off of the column so that we can remove the remnants of the porch beneath it. That's it. Look at there. Look how it lifted it out of there. So, Sandy, we have a little bit of rotten wood here on the outside. Not too bad. We can take the faceboard off, get to it pretty easily. So, look who shows up. Here's my daughter, Chelsea, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy, good to see you.
Hey,
I got
Chelsea.
the primer you asked for.
Perfect. I'll tell you what, that'll help out so much if you guys can go ahead and prime all the edges of the porch boards.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
sounds
Okay,
good.
let me show you where those boards are. They're over here in the garage.
Meanwhile, Alan and I are removing that trim board and cutting out a spacer board behind it to reveal that damaged joist. The piece we're replacing it with is treated wood, so we shouldn't have that problem again. Then we can reattach the trim board to cap it off. Inside that corner, we're removing the damaged part of the ledger board and replacing it. All right, let's see if I'm gonna lift this up, see if you can stick it right in that old mortised hole there.
How am I supposed to see that?
I don't know, just I'll help you. Okay, keep threading, babe. All right, now drop it down in the hole. No, not that hole over there. Over there, go down. Down just on that side. Okay, now you're set to go in. Now hammer it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, this is high level work. I'm just glad you're doing the low level part of it.
I noticed that.
Once the ledger is secure, we add another board alongside the loose joist. Finally, we're ready to install the primed floorboards. Here, Alan, there's the first one I cut in length.
Good, I'm gonna have to mark it for one little notch.
Good, I can notch that easily. Hey, the reason that we wanted to prime all sides of the 1x4 tongue and groove flooring is that it's so important to do everything you can to keep moisture out of the wood. Not only because of wood rot, but the expansion and contraction that can take place on a porch floor can really make it look bad. That's another reason we were really glad to see the plastic vapor barrier that was already right on the ground to keep that groundwater from migrating up into the wood. That's a good thing. This is going to be a great looking porch. After a few notches along the wall and the rail, the rest of the boards start going in pretty quickly. Using a scrap piece of flooring to protect the edges of the board, we tap the tongue and groove together tightly and shoot a finish nail through the tongue of the new board. Oh. Did you see how I was acting like you nailed it too?
Yeah, I saw how you was
Like
acting
on
like
theater. We're also using construction adhesive to ensure that these boards stay put. Since Chelsea has jumped in to help install the porch boards, I'm going to help Sandy with some of the other small repairs.
Now you're about to do a lot of painting on the outside of the house, trying to get it all tightened up before the winter. But I see a lot of little things like this that need some attention. And of course, you know, it'd be nice to replace that piece of wood. This siding's kind of hard to come by, but I think I have a trick that I can help tighten this up a little bit for you. I just need to get my tools.
That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. Thanks.
This repair is as simple as using a screw to realign the pieces of the siding, then coat the edges with construction adhesive before using a scrap of wood to hold it in place until it dries. These kind of chores are not uncommon with older homes, but if you're building a new home or renovating one, you can choose materials that don't need as much attention. A good friend of mine recently built a new house, and that's exactly what he did.
This is my 6th house to build, so I've learned from each house, you know, the pluses and minuses you want to stay away from, in which, like on the outside, I want to stay away from maintenance.
So all the surfaces on this house are low maintenance, especially the siding and the trim.
When I was picking out the siding, I went with an expert who knew all type siding, you know, that would help keep the house safe, secure, insulated, and everything.
The material they steered him toward was from Royal Building Products. The siding and trim has a high-end look combined with the low maintenance that Gunn wanted. So he's protected his investment and made his life a lot easier.
Forget painting, forget, you know, having a recall or any of that type of stuff.
I love the fall because you got football, you've got all your home improvement projects that you're tackling before the winter hits, and of course you got to deal with those pesky leaves that are falling in your yard. But if you are in the market for a blower, take a look at this right here. This is the Cordless Blower by Ego. Now you've got, you know, your electric blowers and you got your gas blowers, and they all have their good points, but let me tell you about this one right here. First of all, it's operating on a 56-volt lithium-ion battery. What does that mean? That means that's got a lot of bang for its buck, baby. This thing is really powerful. As a matter of fact, when compared with other gas-operated blowers, it actually performs better because it's got a lot of pack and punch. You've got about an hour runtime on this battery. It only takes about 40 minutes to charge it up. And let me just show you how powerful it is. Now it's got a variable speed, so I'm going to move it over to high. Watch this little flag right here. Woo, baby! So if you've got a lot of leaves to move, this is definitely the blower to get. I love it.
We're helping homeowner Sandy Reynolds wrap up some outside repairs that stand between her and getting her house painted before winter. Alan and I repaired the rotten wood under her back porch, and Chelsea helped Sandy prime new porch floorboards before Alan installed them. Then I helped Sandy tackle some siding repairs and gave her some caulking tips to improve the results of her painting project. We even mixed up some concrete resurfacer to fill in the cracks in the pad at the foot of the steps.
You know, I gotta admit, some days are better than others when you're doing projects around your home. Yesterday was a very good day. Even though it's a fairly small project, everything went so well for us. So today all we have to do is Alan's installing the last little bit of trim around the porch. You can see Sandy's right behind him with the caulk gun. Chelsea has us some fresh paint supplies to finish everything off, and then I'll be doing a little bit of concrete work at the bottom to make that look brand new. And all of this will take us less than a day.
The trim we're adding around the porch floor is quarter round, just like you would use on an inside floor to smooth the transition to the surface around the floor. Once that's done, Chelsea and Sandy break out the paint to touch up the siding and the handrails.
How do you like that paint color, Chelsea?
I love it. It's weird. It looks kind of green in the bucket, but then it looks more yellow on the wall.
I know. I
like it.
Get that comment from people, but I love it.
Yeah,
whatever color anybody wants to call it, I am good with that. Oh, Chelsea, that's looking great.
Yeah, it's like it was never there.
Yeah, really making a big difference. Yeah, I think, you know, painting is just one of the least expensive things that you can do to your house that just makes the biggest impact.
It doesn't require as much skill as other projects might.
It's just amazing what paint can do.
Well, we are good people for this job because Dad and Alan do not like painting at all.
Oh, okay. I just love to paint.
I agree.
Yeah, I've always liked to paint.
They just don't have the patience of a woman, I guess.
I guess not. Maybe that is what it takes. Yeah, you can't just get anybody to paint. My brother was the worst painter in the world.
And I thought Alan was the worst painter in the world. Despite that, he jumps in to help trim out the porch with some battleship gray porch enamel.
Oh yeah, that's a nice color.
You like that?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Wow, that's going to be so nice.
You can use a roller for larger areas, but it's best to follow it up with a brush, which is called back brushing. This leaves a much nicer finish than a roller for a porch floor. With this many hands at work, the porch floor is done in no time at all, and they move on to the steps. On this concrete surface, the roller works just fine, and boy, does that plum color make a statement.
I'll tell you what, all the painting is complete now, and it's drying so fast because it's pretty warm today. Now I can move forward with the final step, and that's to apply the concrete resurfacer and make the concrete here look as good as everything else.
It's important to mix this stuff precisely, and a mechanical mixing paddle on a drill is the best way to do that. Although it looks like concrete, it's designed differently so that it can be applied in a much thinner profile than regular concrete. In fact, usually you would apply it with a squeegee, but for this small area, I find a trowel works perfect. Once the surface is covered, you simply smooth it off to a flat, level surface.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang.
That's all I know. I wasn't in prison like you were, so I didn't learn all those chain gang songs. How long were you in prison? You're still there now, huh? I see. Yeah.
Work release.
While I'm wrapping up the resurfacer, Chelsea and Sandy are cleaning up and mulching the flower bed to get it ready for winter too. But no matter how well protected your home and gardens are from freezing temperatures, you won't be very comfortable if the power goes out. So lots of homeowners have discovered that adding a standby generator is a great fall project as well. But it isn't a do-it-yourself project, so who you rely on for that chore is very important.
When a customer calls wanting a generator installed, we go to their home and find out exactly what they want to run. In this situation, got the ground level, put the slab down, put the generator on, ran the gas piping, had an electrician wire the transfer switch and the generator in, and then our technicians come out and start it up. We do a break-in period, and then we provide a maintenance program coming out every 6 months.
When you're dealing with damaged woodwork, the question that always follows is, do I repair it or do I replace it? The answer can be found in the purpose of the damaged component. If its function is purely aesthetic, like molding, trim, or siding, then it can often be patched. Automobile body filler is a great choice because this two-part compound dries very hard, very quickly, so you can fill voids and make repairs very easily. Once it's dry, it can be sanded just like wood to create a smooth finished surface. Sandy Reynolds has chosen some exciting colors to paint her house, but she couldn't complete the painting because of some serious problems with her back porch. The floor of the porch was spongy and unsafe, not to mention the siding repairs that were needed around it and the deteriorating concrete at the foot of the steps. By identifying and repairing the problems beneath the porch, we were able to rebuild the floor so that it's not only beautiful, it's also safe, sturdy, and should stand up to the elements. The small repairs to the siding made a big difference in the look of the porch, as did resurfacing the stair pad and completing the plum paint on the stairs themselves. Now, with only $300 in materials, we've created a great little getaway for Sandy.
So Sandy, I'd wait a couple days before you started moving the furniture back up there or go running up and down these stairs, but we got you started, but you have a lot more work to do on the house.
Yeah, I'm just so pleased with the way everything turned out. It's just fantastic. Y'all did just such a good job.
Oh, I appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing it, and Sandy does have a lot of things to do on the outside of the house, but I'll bet that by the time it gets cold around here, she'll have all the caulking done, all the painting done, and this place will look fantastic, and she'll be saving some money this winter on her energy bill. Thanks so much for being with us this week, and I hope you'll join us next week here on Today's Homeowner as we help another homeowner with some projects they have on their list. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you then. All right, let's get out of here. She's gonna talk us into other stuff.
Yes, sir, buddy. You're solid. I'm a solid guy.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.